Welcome to the Arthritis Foundation and JA Camp. We're so excited to have you join us for this information session. My name is Robin Kingham, and I'm the JA Family Engagement Director. Today, we'll walk through almost everything you need to know to prepare for camp and hopefully answer the questions that you have. Let's dive in. JA Camp is a special place for children living with a diagnosed rheumatic condition. Our mission is to provide a safe, fun, and supportive environment where kids can connect with others who share similar experiences. The Arthritis Foundation has been creating and sharing the magic of camp for over 30 years. The Arthritis Foundation has a team dedicated to planning and running camps year-round. The team includes myself and Noelle Johnson and Katie Daly. Between the three of us, I don't want to age myself, but between the three of us, we have a few decades of experience in camps, from attending camp ourselves as children, to volunteering at camps, to then working for camp programs. Noelle Johnson comes to the Arthritis Foundation with camp experience from Girl Scouts, and Katie Daly is actually a former JA camper and volunteer leader who I recruited to be a part of our staff. So we plan camps year round, and then during the summer, we divide up the camps and travel to all the camps. So you will see us at one of the camp locations this summer. But more importantly, volunteers. Our volunteers are the heart of our camp. In these pictures, you can see amazing, dedicated volunteers from 4 different camp sessions across the country. All of our volunteers undergo background checks and mandated reporter training. All of our medical and mental health teams are licensed and certified professionals. Each counselor goes through extensive training to learn about working with children with chronic illnesses, all of our safety procedures and protocols, and managing behavior. As you can imagine, having a cabin full of strangers with a couple of college kids takes some logistical management. We are so proud of the amazing volunteers that we have. They really bring the magic of camp to life for our campers. On this placemat, you will see our camps. We actually host 10 camps across the country in beautiful and accessible sites with everything we need for a safe and enjoyable experience. This year, camp runs from June through August. Our first camp is June 15th, and our last camp ends on August 22nd. We have camps in California and Utah, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Colorado, and Washington. And we partner with a hospital in New England to send kiddos to camp there. So that's why you see 9 camps on this map this placemat instead of 10. Our 10th camp is a partner camp with a hospital. And now on to our campers. Camp is open to children aged 8 to 17 that are still in high school. If your camper is 17 and they've graduated from high school, unfortunately, they have aged out of being a camper, and they would have to wait till next year when they're 18 to come back as a volunteer. All of our campers also have to have a diagnosed rheumatic condition. So in addition to arthritis, lupus, uveitis, CRMO, there's so many rheumatic diagnoses. So your camper has to be living with a diagnosed rheumatic condition. And we try to maintain a low camper to staff ratio, ideally 1 counselor to 6 campers, even less if we can manage it. A typical day at camp includes some of the things that you see in these pictures. We try to do a mix of fun activities, what I like to call sneaky education, great food, snacks, time to rest and reflect. Campers start their day with breakfast and yoga or stretching or Tai Chi, something like that. And then they follow that up with traditional camp activities like swimming or kayaking, arts and crafts. You can see here rock climbing wall and archery, high ropes course. We also have rest time in the middle of the day. And then our evening activities are usually all camp activities where we have campfire with s'mores and campfire songs, and maybe movie night under the stars, a dance, talent show, all of these things that make camp a unique and special experience. On to our medical team. So these photos that you're going to see on this slide and the next slide were provided by Michelle Hess, our co-medical director at our camp in Pennsylvania. Michelle is here in this pirate photo. She's the one in black. In the center is Dr. Timothy Hahn, and also a co-director at the camp in Pennsylvania. And then we have NP Liz Adamson from the camp in Pennsylvania. So your child's safety is our top priority. We have a fully staffed medical team on site, including pediatric rheumatologists, NPs, PAs, nurses, residents, fellows, full mental health team. All of these people are experienced in managing your child's medical needs while at camp. They are responsible for distributing medications. They are responsible for helping us to put on education programs, and they help us to follow protocols that we have in place for in case of emergency. If your child has any specific needs, we're here to work with you to make sure that they are supported throughout the week at camp. An important part of this process is camper medical review. And I love that Michelle sent us these fun photos in the center, Dr. Tim walking the plank. So all of our medical team, while they are responsible for distributing medications and doing camper education at camp, handling emergencies, they are there and they interact with the kids and they have fun with the kids on site, but their real job starts before camp even starts. They have to help us review all of the camper applications. So each medical director for each camp will review all the applications for that camp. And we're just looking to make sure that your child has a diagnosed rheumatic condition and that they are medically stable enough to handle whatever is thrown at them at camp. And so we might follow up with questions. They want to review all the medications that you enter into the system. So they get to have fun at camp with the campers, but their real job starts before we even get on site. And we can't send you an acceptance notification until all of our medical directors have reviewed all of the camper applications. What to pack? This is what's on everyone's mind. We get lots of questions about what to pack. This is a sample packing list that you will receive as part of your parent planner. After your camper's application has been reviewed and accepted, you will receive a parent planner that has specific information about your camp session, and it will include a packing list that looks like this one. We also include what to pack for personal items. Now, this list I've separated out because I want you to look at it separately and see that if you forget any of these things, we probably have them on site. And if you need assistance securing these before camp, just reach out to Katie, Noel, or myself, and we can help you get everything that you need to get your camper to camp. We also include in that parent planner that you will receive 3 to 4 weeks before camp what not to bring. There's a detailed list about what not to bring. Please don't send money with your camper. Please don't send food packed in your camper's luggage. If your camper has specific dietary needs, you can work with Katie, Noel, and I to make sure that we can accommodate all of their food needs. But please don't pack food. Also, don't pack anything that's expensive or not easily replaced. Electronics, jewelry. Don't pack anything that your camper is going to trade with another camper that you're not going to want them to trade with them. So this list will also be included in your parent planner. Communication while at camp, crucial. So while your camper is with us, we will keep you updated with emails and photos throughout the week. So we will upload photos into UltraCamp, which is our registration platform, and you just have to log in and you'll be able to access photos of your camper. Now, if there's an emergency, we'll contact you by phone right away. If it's important but not urgent, we'll probably send you an email unless the medical team or mental health team has a question for you. But we encourage you to trust the process. Giving your child space to grow can be incredibly rewarding. Cell phone policy. I'm not going to read it word for word, but this is also included in your parent planner, and it's also included in the parent handbook. Unplugging from technology while at camp is so important. The cell phone policy was carefully considered for several reasons. Cell phone use can pose privacy and safety concerns, such as sharing inappropriate photos or bypassing camp communication channels. Cell phones can distract campers from fully engaging in the camp experience and building friendships. And contacting home during camp can interrupt the development of independence and self-confidence. Staff need to remain aware of all camper needs, and cell phone use can hinder that. So if your camper does bring a cell phone, we're going to ask you to check it in the med shed with their meds. Or if we find a cell phone in their things throughout the week, like if we if we see them using a cell phone, we will take it and go ahead and check it in with their meds. At camp, we emphasize kindness, respect, and inclusion. We have clear expectations for behavior and provide support to help campers navigate any challenges that may arise. If issues arise, we work with the camper and you to address them positively. Our goal is to create a safe and welcoming space for all. So there are some things that are grounds for dismissal, and that could be behavioral, that could be health-wise, that could be safety-wise. But this information is outlined in the participant expectation agreement signed during the registration process. So if you've already completed the application, you can go back and check that out if you didn't read it. It's also included in our parent handbook. So there are specific grounds for dismissal, and they are outlined clearly. If you have questions about this, please let me know. Homesick campers is another thing that comes up often, especially with kiddos that are new to camp. So our counselors are trained to recognize the signs associated with being homesick, and efforts are made to console the campers and distract them and redirect them to assist them in developing coping strategies. And we encourage our campers not to call home for the first 2 days. Usually campers can come around and they establish better friendships, and the coping mechanisms have helped them, whether that be journaling or writing notes home to parents, or so many different strategies are enlisted there. But if they're still homesick after 2 nights and reasonable efforts have been made and our mental health director has stepped in to try to help with the process, if they're still feeling homesick, we're going to call you and ask you to come and get them. We want them to associate camp with good, positive memories, and we don't want them to feel stuck or trapped at camp. This year might not be the year for them, and that's okay. They may go home, reflect on their time with us, and then want to come back next year. So we handle homesick campers every single summer, and it's just part of going to camp. Next up, Sarah, one of our moms from our Pennsylvania camp, sent in these photos of her camper Hadley, and with some little notes that Hadley's first year at camp was in 2023 at 9 years old. Her second year was last year, and she's going again this year. And there's a little note that Sarah included. I wanted to take a moment to share Hadley's experience at JA Camp in Pennsylvania. We were thrilled with the entire experience of registration to prep meetings and, of course, drop-off. Staff and volunteers made this a smooth experience, even for nervous parents like us whose child had never been away from family for 6 days. As JA parents, we felt informed and excited about her trip. From Hadley's perspective, when she was 9, she had a blast and did not want to leave. We hear these kinds of stories all the time about what happens at camp, how transformative it is. And so just sharing one experience with you, how much camp can impact your camper. And additional resources and Q&A. So these resources are for you. These are support resources from other camp professionals, other camp programs, the Cellini Institute, to help you prepare yourself for sending your camper away. So there are blog posts, there's articles, there's research, the Parent's Guide to Managing Pre-Camp Anxiety, and that's really for you. So how to cope while your kid is at overnight summer camp. So if you have questions about that, please click on these links and learn more from other camp parents who've experienced it. Now, the Arthritis Foundation resources that we have available via our website, and then also our Juvenile Arthritis Family Summit, our annual family summit that takes place in the summer. We have travel awards, and that application is opening in January. So if you've never been to Summit and you want to experience the magic of Summit, we do offer travel assistance. And again, that's on our website, and the applications for travel assistant open in January. And then we have our JA transitions, and now that's for teens as they transition into adulthood. We have a ton of webinars available. So education doesn't end at camp. Like, there is education for you and education for your camper available on our website. And then we have our Connect groups. So our Connect groups provide supportive social connections for you and for your camper to kind of extend that community and that connection past camp. We have connect groups for elementary, middle school, and high school aged families. And you can find all of this information on our website. Thank you so much for joining us. We have FAQs on our website. We have a parent handbook, and then Noelle, Katie, and I are always available. And we also have our helpline that you can email or call, and they will get us your questions as soon as they receive them. So thank you, and we hope to see you at camp.